The main success measures for us is more around, we've got a completely home working environment near enough. I think only around 10% of our 350 staff work within an office-based environment at the moment, so the majority of it's home working. So the main successes we've seen is our ability to track different things through the missions and learnings. And what I mean by that is a lot of the reading signs and things that get lost in transition. I think Rach touched on this before. It allows all of the areas to come together greater. In a home working environment, before we just use Microsoft Teams, some people would send kudos in the teams, some people wouldn't. You'd have random reading sign briefs that are sent out. Some people would store them where they're meant to be stored, others wouldn't, and then you couldn't always find the documentation you thought had been shared, all those kind of things. So one of the successes, it's really helped our auditing of everything, because we now put even reading signs through the missions for them to complete, so we can see who has read them, who signed them, everybody's genned up on everything. And it's probably that wider lens of how you use the tool that we've learned as we went through, because before we were just like, yeah, cool, so we just put the training content in there, whereas now we're like, right, cool, so we've got a newsletter, cool, put it in as a mission, get them to read the newsletter, and then we can track who's used it. So I think our ability to track what's gone on within the home working department within one central place across all the areas, rather than in 10 different teams groups, has been one major success. The hour and a half a week that we've got back from the team managers has been a major success. I think the volume of coaching that gets delivered now versus what got delivered before, because they're more able to support them directly, is a major success. And one that's probably not spoken about as much, but the level of insight that we're able to give back to our client now is a success as well, because one of the issues for us, although it's not client driven as such within the tool, we've always had quite poor reporting, in a sense that it's all over the place on different Excel spreadsheets. And now that that's all consolidated into one place and we can look at it more from a team v team outlook, we can see where everything is. It's allowed us to pull that data out much more succinctly. Now that we've got the coaching in there, we can pull out what we can see all the common themes are on a weekly basis, where we can see the AHT dip with the other scores going up, because all the data is within the same tool. So a major one that probably isn't one that the business aimed at originally, because there's not a lot that we get back in terms of financial benefit, but it's actually allowed us to solidify our relationship with our client in a little bit of a better way through what we can give back to them. And then I would say the things that I mentioned previously, our first customer resolution in each area has gone up month on month. At the start of the winter last year, when we took the tool as a guinea pig, our first customer resolution was only on track for 3 out of the 7 payment lines that we've got. And now it's on track and on or above target for all 7 of those lines. And we're coming back into a winter period. Our smart performance has improved in all areas. It's not on target in all areas, because some have different challenges to others, dependent upon how the customer's paid, but it has improved in every single one of those areas. And our AHT has decreased by 9.9% overall. Some of those areas have seen greater decreases. So, for example, Rachel's area has actually decreased by about 13% on average. Some others a little bit less, 7%, where there wasn't as much to gain as such.